Hi, this is John Kraus with California Corks. Welcome to Zip Zips. A while back I was pouring for 2 or 3 different wineries doing some customer direct marketing. And when I was pouring some of the reds, one of the reds was from Bogle Winery, and it was their Bogle Phantom. Well, Bogle Phantom is a proprietary red, and I really enjoyed being able to do this pouring and watching the facial expressions, the body language of those people that were tasting, in addition to the discussion that we had. And it was almost as enjoyable as my visit to the winery at Bogle in Clarksburg, California. I actually got this bottle at Clarksburg on my way back from a trip up to Northern California. Now, Bogle Wines is pretty well distributed now here in California, and a pretty consistent batch of wines as well. And you can find it often in a lot of the bottle shops, as well as Safeway. Vaughn's carries it. It's pretty easy to get a hold of. But I was able to pick this one up at the winery itself. Now I just want to give you a little tip. Bogle is kind of like the last winery out on the road, and I just want to let you know what I did. I decided to keep on driving. Had to see what I could see, and I did see a lot of crops growing. I saw a lot of agriculture activity. I saw some additional vineyards. I did see the river, of course, but I came to a point where I had to cross the river or turn around and go back. Well, I had been driving for a while, and so I took the ferry boat across to see what was on the other side. But let's just drop back to the vineyard, the winery and the vineyard itself. Bogle doesn't reveal the blending composition, as this is a proprietary red wine. They do, however, on the label indicate that the source of the fruit that produces this wine is from Amador, Clarksburg itself, and in Lodi, California. Bogle's Phantom appears in the glass just like it suggests on the label on the bottle. It's a really deep ruby color. The bouquet, it's a little on the delicate side, but when I get up close to the glass, I detect some enjoyable aromas. I get notes of dark ripe plum, a little hint of caramel, and some spices going on there. There's also a noticeable sting of alcohol when you first pour it and you take a good sniff, but that's not really something to be seriously concerned about. It does come in at 14.9% alcohol, so you are going to experience that, but it doesn't really detract from the delightfulness of this wine. I really see why a lot of people enjoyed it when I was doing my pouring and they were trying it. And now, since the flavor of clove came through to me, as far as food pairing, something that I might suggest with this wine is a nice baked ham. You know how everybody likes to put the little cloves in the ham and baste it as they're baking it? It would go really well with it. But just about anything that you would do on the barbecue would go pretty well with this. You might think about game as well, would be excellent, or maybe a nice portobello mushroom would go well with it. It would be delightful as well. If you just want a glass of wine and a little snack, why not some nice dry aged cheddar, one of my favorites, a little handful of maybe some nuts and some dried fruit. You have a nice time. Again, this is Bogle, and this is their Phantom. Until next time, we'll see you again on Zip Zips.